Well, hello, and a long time no see. It is actually somehow June the 13th, and it is now Worldwide Knitting Public Day. I personally did not do any knitting in public, however I did wear a knit in public and buy some yarn day. So that's part of what is coming. First off, I'm gonna quickly get up and show you the released yesterday Avenue tag by Tori Yu. This was version number 1 that I am wearing and that I was wearing today out and about. So let me move the chain and step back a bit. So excuse the sweatpants. Comfort over style at home. So this is it again. This was knit up before there was a minute change to the pattern. I'm in love. I love this tank top. It is knit with 1-inch negative ease, and I knit this on US 3s for the main part, and the ribbing is on US 1s. So this is the first Avenue tank that I knit by Tori Yu during my test knit. You've seen the second one already in a previous video, and ooh, I don't think I showed it to you finished. I think it's been that long, so I'll grab that in a moment. But yeah, I knit the size 4 like I almost always do with Tori's patterns. I knit this with 1 inch of negative ease, so this right here is 1 inch less than my bust circumference, a 40-inch circumference, whereas I have a 41-inch full bust. I chose the V-neck and not the crew neck. I personally prefer the V-neck on me. The crew neck is also really nice though, so part of me is debating on if I want that as well. And the yarn is a very affordable 100% cotton yarn. It's by Freya Yarns. It is their colorful line, and the color is called Army. It's a nice olive green shade, which is a wonderful neutral for me. You could probably see a little bit, it's riding up a bit in the front because we've got the bust right there. But all in all, I do like this a lot. I love the fit of the tank. I love how it looks, and it was nice to go out in it. I'll try if I can show you. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so you can see there's a bit of 1x1 rip followed by just a regular bind off, and I love the fact that this stitch just goes all the way up. And yeah, this was really fun to knit, and in 1 second I will show you number 2. Here we go with number 2. Now mind you, number 2 still needs ends woven in, as you can tell from here, and it needs a final block. But all in all, this is it. This was the final pattern. There is a smidge of a longer back here. That's the difference there, and otherwise it stayed the same throughout testing. It's really super duper comfortable. I once again opted for the V-neck. This one I knit in a 100% cotton yarn by Purlmonster. It is their 1, 2, 3 ideas, or 1, 2, 3 Ideen yarn, which is a fade, and because I only had 2 balls, I knit the back with 1 ball until I had to stop there. And then for the front, I started with ball number 2, and I started on one side, I cut the yarn, did the other side, cut the yarn again, and swap back and forth. So that would be relatively even going down. Obviously, as you can see, it is not a clean fade like on the back through here. But I think that is actually fine. I'm not mad at it because it is still really pretty, and you can tell the fade in general. So that is number 2, and I'm equally happy with it. I just need to weave in ends, and that has to happen hopefully today or tomorrow. But yeah, I'm very keen on having this finished. Ends, you see. This one has so many more ends that that's why I haven't finished weaving in the ends yet. Because I wanted to also have the ribbing on the sleeves and I like the armhole and the neckline in the darker color and not in, for example, like the red down here, because that just didn't feel right. So yeah, we'll get there. It just takes a bit longer and it's a few more ends also because I have to cut here and there. So, but yeah, I like it a lot. Very happy. I have knit quite a bit, and we're going to start with the Wildflower Tee by Tiff Neilan right away. I am still here, but I've added the neckline with the 1x1 twisted rib. It's really pretty, it fits very well, and I can't wait to finish this. I need to do the ribbing for the armband, for the arm, and then everything else just going to go into the body, and we'll see. With this one, actually, I might be doing a mid-project block again, and also add some increases, because the other one that I knit could be a smidge looser around the hips, but all in all, I like it, and yeah, this was fun. But now we're on the boring-ish part of picking up stitches for the ribbing and also the plain stockinette body, and that's why this has been a bit of a slog. Then that's there. I have made decent progress on, once again, another Tori Yu pattern. Whoopsie. There you go. The Cosmopolitan Tee. I pulled needles in a bit. This I'm knitting in Gepard Garns Wild and Soft in this nice caramelly color. This is ball number 2. And as you can see, we've separated for the sleeves. So once again, this is now on the boring stockinette island part. But yeah, this is really nice and fun. I enjoy this a lot. I'm a little sad that the pointel lace now is on hold for the time being. But I might finish the ball of yarn I have going right now and then do the sleeves and then do the rest of the body, because I think I'm gonna be happier than if I can just do the sleeves and then just sit down, watch TV, and knit on the rest of the body for eternity. It's not gonna be eternity, but it's on US 3, so 3.25mm needles. But that is really nice and fun, and I absolutely love it. I have a project I will most likely frog, and as luck would have it, it's starting to frog itself because I've accidentally pulled out a needle. These were supposed to be socks that I can wear in my slip-on ballerina type shoes, because I prefer having some kind of sock inside and not be in there barefoot. The problem with these is that they're still kind of loose, and I have no clue if that's going to work out the way I want it to, so I'm a little torn about if I should just keep going and hope for the best, or if I should rip back and just call it a day on that particular idea. The yarn for this is actually a cotton sock yarn, I believe by Schachenmeier. I've had this for quite a while. It's something like Morning Glory or something is the colorway name. I think it's pretty, but yeah, it's like not 100% certain about it, if you can't tell. No. We're sticking with the socks. I have cast on with the Aries colorway by Nicole C. Mendes, the mountain socks. This is a textured sock pattern that, in my opinion, looks very good on self-striping yarn. It's really pretty, and well, I'm not close to the toe, but I'm getting there. So these are fun to knit. I love those colors. They're really fun. I'm really happy I ended up going with this club for the year, because it's just really fun to get those different zodiac sign inspired colorways, although I'm not always sure I can pinpoint why she chose those particular colors to go for this particular zodiac sign, but it is fun regardless. So they're really fun. And oopsie, there you go again for the pattern. And the last project I have on the needles that is actually new is a new test knit. I am testing the Red Dragon sweater by Butzeria, which is a Swiss designer. And it's a colorwork sweater that has a dragon on the lower half of your stomach basically, and there's also some colorwork on the sleeves and on the other side where the dragon is not taking place, happening. But for now I am on the boring part of knitting the yoke, and that is one color. So my main color is once again a caramel color. This is a Filcolana Pernilla in color 366, and the contrast color is a yellowish green, so it's like pale. And I think it's really pretty together and it'll look fun, but yeah, this is where I'm at, so not super far. And then for the aforementioned yarn shopping, I got some more Filcolana Merci. This is colorway 610, and I'm going to use this for Avenue Tank number 3. And I also got some Kremke Morning Salutation. This is a vegan yarn. It is 51% lyocell and 49% cotton in this gorgeous golden colorway. And I have plans for this. I'll show you all when I get there. But for the time being, and if I get the gauge swatch right, but for the time being, these are my new ones. And now I'm going to go back to knitting because it is Worldwide Knitting Public Day. Maybe I'll sit on the porch. So that's it for today and for a bit of a catch-up. Hello on this wonderful June the 15th. I have made mediocre progress, I'm gonna say. Maybe more than mediocre. I'm gonna start with the test knit for the Red Dragon sweater by Butzeria, and I have finished skein number 1. So this is where we're at. We're joined in the round, and I've knit a fair amount right here. So we're getting there, and it's fun, and it is quite entertaining. It's definitely not boring, even if it is just one color. And yeah, I'm having fun with it. This one I'm knitting in Filcolana Pernilla, so it is a slightly more rustic yarn, but it still feels very nice. Like I've tried it on the swatch, just like under my bra strap, and that's perfectly fine. So this is really fun to knit with, and I think the fabric also comes out really nice and pretty even. So yeah, that is a ton of fun. And then I have to lean over because everything is on the rocking chair. I have knit a few more rounds on my Cosmopolitan Tee by Tori Yu. We're now about an inch and a half into the body. So that is fun. This is mostly my working on it when I'm like in the car, passenger princessing it, or stuff like that. And And I have cast on, actually just today after my gauge swatch worked out, my second knit along with my friend EJ. And that one is the Prospect Tee, also by Tori Yu, and this is how far I got. I am done with the short row shaping, and now it's just flat down until I'm at the prescribed length from the sleeve edge. So that's the next step to work, and that is it for the last 2 days. So there we go. Hello. Okay, it's still hot. Today is June the 29th, and we're just coming out of a 2-week utterly miserable heat wave. As you can probably tell, I'm still sweating. I'm already like just being up here. It's warm. Up here, the highest temperature was in like the low 90s. Inside, thank you for a lack of air conditioning in this house. Thank you for the fact that there is it's hot and humid and there's no air going, no air circulation outside, there's no wind or anything. We're done, people. We're just exhausted. It is no bueno, nobody enjoys this, and it was just miserable. Therefore, the knitting was very, very sparse. I knit on my, I forgot them. I'm not getting up, sorry. Not happening. I knit on my Super Sock World Championship socks for lap 1. The lap ended and I missed out by a hair, by a smidge. It's annoying, but it is what it is. So, yeah. Whew. Yeah, there's just, I'm not getting them right now. I'm not getting up. I don't want to walk. Everything is just horribly miserable. And, it's not fun in any way, shape, or form. I am fairly certain I forgot something else. I finished, that's the one thing I did. I finished, I believe I didn't show that, I finished the Mountain Socks by Rachel Nutting in my Nicole C. Mendes self-strapping yarn from the Zodiac collection with the Aries colorway. I finished those, once again, not getting up, sorry, but not sorry. As little movement as possible is the way to go with these temps. And it's just, oh man, it's so horrible. I'm repeating myself. I'm very repetitive right now. It's just being up here. And I have to say the temperatures have gone down again already. And I've aired out the entire house today. But we're still in like the mid 80s. It's disgusting. It's horrible. These temperatures are like low to mid 80s, I would say, inside. No, just no. It's not fun. And I mentioned I'm not a summer person. Give me fall. Give me winter. I'm happy. But yeah. Alright. So, that being said, I did get a little bit done outside of the socks I forgot, the mountain socks, and we're gonna get started. For one, I am knitting another pair of socks for my brother Dearest, and I'm kind of stuck with those because I need his feet. So, the first pair of socks I knit him were in a like a green to brownish gradient yarn, which was a cashmere merino sock yarn. Absolutely divine. He loves the socks. The only request he had was that the cuff is a bit loose. So we were waffling about how to fix that problem, and my idea was to go down some stitch in the stitch count for the cuff only, and the rest of the sock we're going to continue on with the usual 64 stitches that I know fit him. The cuff in this case for the new sock I did in 56 stitches. So I did a 56 stitch cuff. I worked the heel flap, still the 32 rows that I would normally do, and the gusset I worked down to only a total of 64 stitches total around. And then I redistributed my stitches to where the needles were even again to 32 and 32. So basically the gusset is slightly offset. It's not exactly like centered, but I think this way they're going to fit him better because he said the foot was just perfect. It was just the cuff. And he has small little ankles, so there's not a lot going on there. So he can, I tried them on with the way I've knit these now, and I do think they will work perfectly fine for him because I can get them on. Push comes to shove. So the problem is, because I changed the decreased rounds for the gusset, I also needed to change the number of rows for the foot. Plus, this is not the merino cashmere yarn I used before. This is an alpaca merino sock yarn. And once again, yeah, he knows he needs to hand wash them. He's been warned, and he's doing his best. So that's where we're at. So I have knit a sock. This looks ridiculous. He likes just a 25 round cuff and then straight into the heel flap. I need him to try this on before I can do anything else, and he hasn't had a chance to come around. So these socks are basically sitting here annoying me because I would like to finish the socks and get the needles, and I can't because I don't know if this is long enough. So I need his feet to try these on, and I can't because he hasn't had time yet. So I'm just sitting here. Part of me is waiting, just winding off like 5-ish grams or so for whatever I might need for the toe, and then cast on sock number 2 because I don't want to carry around this and this. These are my on-the-go socks. I don't want to do that. So option A is to just like start on the outside because it's, I mean, it's one color. It's a solid skein. By the way, wonderful to work with. Then I have this laying around all the time, and then I have to make sure that, because this is the first sock is coming from the inside, I have to make sure it always stays like upside down so it doesn't tangle up with the rest, and it's just like, I'm insanely whiny when it's hot, and I know I'm whiny right now, but like, can you please come by and try those socks on? I enjoy knitting for him because he really appreciates them, he takes good care of them. But man, yeah, that's where we're at with the brotherly socks. Then after finishing the Aries socks for the Nicole C. Mendes yarn with the mountain sock pattern by Rachel Nutting, I decided that it was time to cast on a new pair of socks. And I cast on the Library Socks by Sock Witchery. And for the life of me, I don't know, Lindsay Shankirchner? Don't quote me on it. Sock Witchery Library Socks. If I remember correctly, it is a free pattern, and that's what I went with. So these are going to be shorter again. The mountain socks are relatively long leg. These are shorties again, like shorty-ish. And I'm at the gusset decreases. So I did, by the way, this is a full panel repeat. I think it's pretty, but they all, except for the Aries called a sock, socks, they are very pastel. I did a 20 round 2x2 rib cuff, and then I did 17 rounds of the pattern for the leg, and then I started the heel flap. I'm saying 17 because I did 1 round of the next repeat because I felt like that was easier to figure out in terms of where I needed to pick up, and also it just looked kind of nice to put it right there. So that is what I did, and that is where we're at. So we got those going for us. I think they're super duper pretty. And with this, I had an accident. I had wound this normally like a regular cake, and then I pulled from the inside like I always do, and for some reason I had yarn barf. Horrible yarn barf, in fact. So bad that I had to cut because I could not get it untangled. There was no way. I had, on one end I had the cake, on the other hand I had the sock, and in the middle there was just like, it was a nightmare, and once again it was hot, so maybe I should have just left it, but I wanted to knit those socks because this is the thing I could knit on the easiest if my brain wasn't working and if everything was sticking. These were kind of fine because at least they weren't touching me too much. And so I cut it and I rewound the entire cake into a little ball. Not my preferred way of knitting because these roll around everywhere and it's making it kind of hard. But here we go. And last but not least, I am working on the dragon. Come here. On the dragon sweater by a red dragon sweater by Butzeria by Meret. Meret of Butzeria. And last but not least, I am working on the red dragon sweater by Meret from Butzeria. She's a Swiss designer and she has designed this pattern specifically for the Warcraft festival in Worms in Germany. And I fell in love, and I can't say it's fun. I'm still on like the boring quote-unquote part. It's still fun to knit, and it's nice to work on it, but it's no red dragon yet. But here we go. This is a raglan sweater starting at the top. There's going to be a collar eventually, but for now we just have the body. And right now it's still just one color, no color work yet. There will be a dragon going across the body, and it's stunning if I say so myself. And I can't wait to get there, but also knitting this in the heat was just not doable. There was no way I could touch this in the heat. This is a more rustic wool. This is Flucolana Pernilla. And it's just not sliding. It's not gliding across my fingers, my hands, my needles, my anything. It was stuck. And oh my god. Like, oh, cannot recommend. It was no fun. So, yeah, this is, this got like a row or two or here and there. But it was like late in the evening or in like the coldest room of the day, of the house. But all in all, this was just not, it was not the knitting project I enjoyed in this heat wave. And frankly, it's still hot. Like, I mean, you can tell I'm melting. And yeah, I hope it cools off again and I can work on this some more, because it's technically, I think I'm very close to where I do the sleeve divide, and then eventually very soon I start the dragon. So I'm like, I want to get through this. I want to get done and like get started on the fun stuff. But for the time being, I have to wait and wait for better temperatures. So we'll see what the day brings and what the week brings. It's supposed to cool off a smidge at least. So we're hoping for the best. So I'm gonna go and melt away elsewhere, and not in the on the hottest floor in the house, because it's still like 27 up here, I think. That's like, I don't know, what is 27? That's like 80, 84? That's disgusting. I can't recommend it. Alright, bye. Until next time. Hello, and long time no see. Today is July the 18th, and it's been a nightmare the last 3 weeks almost. Pretty much 3 weeks, I think. It was way too warm. Sorry, you see the rocking chair move. I just pulled it over, and it has all the stuff on it that I've been semi-successfully working on. I'm saying a lot of I don't even really know where I left off, and I like feel insanely bad about it, but it was warm, it was busy, and I didn't have great knitting mojo. Like, everything just felt kind of meh, and yeah, it started to pick up again at least, so there's that, and it makes me happy, but it was really not, well, not great. I think the last time I was here, I was working on the Mountain Socks by Rachel Nutting, on which I was working I was working this pattern with the Nicole Mendes Zodiac Club colorway Aries. This guy right here, and in case I haven't shown it, there's 2 socks. I still need to weave the nets. But here's 2 socks. I love this pattern. It's really fun. It's bright. It's insanely bright compared to the other colorways in the Zodiac Club. So far, I just got notification that the next month has shipped. So I'm currently 2 skeins behind. But hopefully I can get to work on that, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, so there's that. Then, as I was coming up on Sock Week shirt 2023 right here. Sock Week is still going on until tomorrow. And yeah, going on to this, I decided that I wanted to see if I could clear some needles. So I finished 1 sock in my Lessons in Love by Ducathi. These are really fun socks. They have great color work right at the top. This is a folded cuff. Then it has her heel construction. It has a bit of cabling on the foot. I hope you can see that. And a bit more color work right before the toe. And then it has a pretty pointy kind of toe right here. But they fit very well. And yeah, I was right after the decreases for the heel right here. I was right down here. So it was not a ton of knitting left, and I felt like I should probably free the needles, and I did. Now I need to cast on sock number 2 and yeah, do another folded cuff. Probably like the one downside in these socks, because it's fiddly. Especially with the yarn I used there, and I forget what it's called. It's a touch fiddly because the yarn is not plied very densely, so it's very easy to split the yarn. We're going to continue on with finished objects just for the sake of it, but it is Sock Week, and for Sock Week, during the cast on pajama party, I started the socks using the Big Feelings colorway from the Quarterly Yarn Club by Woolens and Nosh. This has been out long enough, I believe, for me to be able to show this without any issues. You should have seen the skein already if you've subscribed to the Yarn Club. And I finished sock number 1. This one was cast on last week on Sunday morning for the cast on party. I finished this, I believe, on Tuesday or on Wednesday. And I also finished sock number 2. So we have 2 stunning, amazing, wonderful, and beautiful socks in this quarterly yarn. I have woven in I think all but 4 ends total on these 2 socks, despite using the mini for toes, heel, and also for a little bit of the cuff. So these I knit toe up because I wanted to make sure I get full repeats in, and I ended up getting 2 full repeats into each sock. I did I cast on 12 stitches per needle, increased to 64 stitches every other row, and then I knit the foot for 60 rounds. Then I did a fish lips kiss heel, like I always do, and then I went back to the leg, and I because it would have been a very, very long leg if I had knit up the entire last stripe. The dark green here would have been the last stripe in the repeat, plus an entire repeat plus the cuff. It would have been a very, very long sock. So I ended up knitting, after the heel, 65 rounds, and then I started the 2x2 ribbing for the cuff. And I stopped right at the end of the dark green again and used the mini. In her case, it's a 30-gram mini. I used the mini to finish up until I had a total of 15 rounds for the cuff. These fit me insanely well. They're going to be just right for when it gets colder again. And I want to wear them in my boots because then they go up a bit higher than my boots, and I can just boots don't rub basically on the back of my leg. So that's those socks. Love them, and I'm thrilled. Now, other things I've been working on. I have since also finished my brother's second pair of socks. Right here. This is number 1. And I started number 2. I've barely started the heel flap. And yeah, this is probably gonna get picked up again maybe next week after sock week is over, or the week after, depending on how life goes and how everything just works out for me. But they are an alpaca sock yarn, so it's going to be fun to work with again. It's like super soft, and my brother wants short socks. He really just wants sneaker socks. It's a 25 round cuff, and then, whoops. Then it's a heel flap and gusset, and it is followed by 65, I think, rounds. No, wait, after the gusset it is, no, after the gusset I think it's 60 rounds a foot, and then it's the toe. So there's that. Then, oh Lord, where am I stuck? I'm stuck somewhere. Oh, get there. Read this off. Then I was working on the next pair of Nicole C. Mendes socks, and this is I forget which color, Taurus I think it is. I think this is the Taurus colorway. This is what the ball looks like. And I used the library sock pattern, which is, I believe, a free pattern by Sock Witchery. And this is sock number 1. I did these a bit shorter than the others because I felt like I don't have as many short socks in my collection. And once again, I'm just using the skein for everything. So we have the heel flap in the same yarn, and then I just continued on. These are really fun and pretty. I feel like, in a way, every now and then, like, you can see it better on camera than you can in real life, but some of these stripes are not as distinct as with other self-striping sock yarns, but they're pretty. So there's that. And did I break my, I think I broke my needle on this one, like at the very end. So we're now on the next needle. I think it was the very end. I'm now on a new pair of needles. They're still wooden needles, but this is sock number 2, and as you can see, I'm working on the gusset decreases right here. So they're really pretty. I did not wind off any yarn. They are fraternal twins. But yeah, so there's that, and because it's sock week, I have, oh wait, I'm stuck. Okay, because it's sock week, I decided to cast on another pair of socks, or another sock at least, because each sock, each individual sock counts towards the whole thing. I cast on, this time around, Summer Lee's, what are they called? Cozy cuff sock? Something like that. These are the ones that she knit up, that she designed based off her favorite store-bought socks, which have the compression around the middle of your foot, that are basically like sneaker socks, sporty socks. And yeah, I had the pattern for a while now. I had the pattern since I believe it came out, and I'm working on it. And this is where I'm at. This, I believe, is a Water Lily or George O'Keeffe inspired sock yarn. By a dyer whose name I'm totally blanking on. I know initially I had like 2 skeins of this yarn. Somehow one made it here with me, and the the rest is still at my father-in-law's, but I couldn't locate it in my inbox to see where my orders are. I'm like, I I forget. I know she doesn't dye anymore, but alas. Yeah, so this is them, and the contrast color is just a commercial sock yarn that I thought, initially I thought it would go well with it. I started knitting it and I didn't like it. Now that I'm looking at it again, I like it again. So like, the jury's out still. Sorry if the light keeps changing, by the way, but the sun is out and it's shining and it's warm and hot and humid and disgusting. So yeah, so this is where I'm at. I'm knitting the option B, I believe it is, in the pattern. There's 3 options. Option B has the 2x1 rib cuff, and it has the short leg, and like, you know, look at the pattern, you'll see it. I'll put the details in the bottom, and very, very pretty in my opinion, and I can't wait to finish them. So I hope that I can finish this these socks before sock week is over, but if not, even then I will still enjoy them. And it gets another skein of sock yarn out of my collection. This one I have tried to knit the socks with easily 4 times now. And I think we're finally reached the point of this is the sock pattern it's gonna go with. But it has been a nightmare. Somehow it just didn't want to become socks. Initially I had bought the yarn anyway for a like a summery top or something, but yeah, it's a smidge light for me and I would look like I'm maybe dead. So socks, I think, is the better option. But yeah, now that's where we're at with this guy. And then I have a cast on from maybe an hour ago for Super Sock World Championship lap number 3, I believe. I'm knitting this in this gorgeous self-striping sock yarn. And the pattern is called the Summertime Socks. So they are very airy, lacy. And I have completed the cuff and 1 pattern repeat. So it's a rolled cuff with a bit of ribbing, and then it is reverse stockinette as well as a lace pattern that is going to be repeated all the way down the sock, and they're fun. 9! Okay. And yeah, they've been fun to work up, and I hope I can actually finish those. Then you've seen this already. This is the Red Dragon sweater by Meret Butzberger by Butzeria, and I'm at the color work. Wait, give me 1 second. We've made a mess. Okay, there we go. I think that's fixed it. Alright, I am at the color work. I'm using, for the first time in 5 gajillion years, Ladderback Jacquard with this pattern. So, bear with me. I hope everything works out well. Let me stand up. Okay, so this is part of the color work. This is easy enough. But then we also have, in the front, we've got this. And you can't see a ton yet, in part because I think I need to block this properly. This is going to be 2 dragons facing each other. So, this is like really fun to knit up, and I do like the contrast I get. These are really, really fun. So this is where I'm at with this guy. And last but not least, last Sunday we had a family get-together kind of situation, and I wanted something easy-ish to work on, and I cast on my 3rd Avenue tank by Tori Yu. And this is where I'm at. This is how far I got when we were sitting down together and having fun. I'll just pick this up as I go along, and as maybe I finish a couple socks. and I will work on this. This is super, super nice. This is another one that I'm knitting on the Focolana Merci color, color number 610. So this is a more neutral one, and I hope this is going to work well with a bunch of my clothes. So yeah, I love the way the Avenue tank fits me, so this was something that I definitely wanted, and when I was at the yarn stand and I saw this colorway, I was like, yeah, this is going to be fun, this is going to be just really cool and very versatile. So that is where we're at. And that is it actually with my updates. I don't think I have anything else that I really made progress on. Like I said, it's been very uninspired because of the heat and the humidity and all the other stuff that was going on. It was just a lot. So yeah, I might finish this up today and start a new one later this week, maybe tomorrow, and we'll see where we're going. But for the time being, I will see y'all later. Bye!